Hi everyone, this is Vicky from fangirlreview.com. I am here today because we're back again to share our reviews on a couple of different things. This week we will be talking about Hercules, so I know you're really excited about that. And we'll also be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, giving you a little review about that, and plus we'll give our predictions for the upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles remake thing that will be coming out on Friday. So we'll be sharing our thoughts on that as well. So Jay, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, it's Jay from the Game Cafe, here to talk a little bit about Hercules, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the bane of my existence come Friday night.
Really, the bane of your existence? Isn't that going a little bit far there?
Uh, I'm sorry, but did you watch Transformers Age of Extinction?
I
Okay
know.
then.
I know. Okay. So we'll save that for later. Okay. So let's stay on track. Come on, we can do this.
Okay.
All right. So first, we're going to talk about Hercules, starring The Rock. It came out, 2 weekends ago?
Yeah, July 25th.
July 25th. Okay, Jay, let's talk about it. What were your thoughts on The Rock as Hercules? Hercules.
I actually think they did a good job with it. I know a lot of people got a little upset about the movie a little bit.
What were they upset about?
Well, the trailers are a little bit misleading. So, kind of, they're kind of misleading a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Wait. Spoilers throughout this whole thing. If you have not seen Hercules, if you have not seen Guardians, turn this off. Walk away.
oh
Because
yeah,
I meant to say that at the beginning, but I'm saying it now. Turn this off. Walk away. If you have not seen either of these movies. If you want to stick around anyway and be like, oh, you spoiled the movie for me, I don't feel bad for you. I told you spoiler alert in the beginning. Okay. Go ahead, Jay.
okay. Well, like with Hercules, like the way they did it, they kind of made you believe that he wasn't a god or a demigod or whatever. But the problem with that was like mostly through the movie, if you're like paying attention to like the some of the characters, like some of the people in his mercenary crew, you get the idea like, dude, something ain't right. Because number one, he shouldn't be that strong normally to begin with. Anyway, I mean, he's picking up dudes by their throat like it ain't nothing. I mean, it was little things like that, and like some people, I remember listening to another critic review where they were complaining, talking about they did such a good job of making you believe that he wasn't that. The third act kind of like killed it for him. Me personally, I didn't have a problem with that. Because yeah, the story was kind of stupid, but the characters though they brought it to for me anyway, especially like everybody in his little mercenary crew,
Yeah,
especially
like it made sense where they were going with the idea
yeah
that Hercules wasn't as hyped up as they made him more hyped than what he really was.
yeah
So yeah, he has super strength, but in order to be as famous or infamous as he was, he needed his mercenary crew that he saved along the way and always kind of rode with him to make him seem even more than what he was. So he can take on 500 men because he had, the archer at the top. He had all these extra people, the crazy dude. Like he could be that awesome when he had all these people as backup.
yeah, and I actually liked the crazy dude. A lot of people didn't. I actually liked him. I thought it was
People didn't
actually
like him.
yeah. There's some people saying that he was just like uh he was like a character that didn't even need to be in the movie. I'm like, yeah, he did. So, but my favorite character though, honestly, was the old guy Ian McShane, the kind of prophet or whatever,
Let's
because
talk about him. Oh
because
my god.
if you think about it, everything everything he said came true except when he was prophesying about his death. Because somebody would either A, always save him, or B, they would miss horribly. So,
Oh my god. When he was like, "It is my time," and he like put his hands up and like waited to die. I was like, really?
Every arrow missed him. Imagine the arrow sequence in 300, but every arrow misses the guy, like literally misses him. So it was little stuff like that, and they were actually like, I think that's another thing that actually saved the movie for me was the comedy in it because this is a hard PG-13. I
Hmm.
matter of fact, I would not be surprised if when this comes out on Blu-ray that they don't do a unrated cut because the way the editing was in this movie it was kind of a little bit choppy, but you could tell that they were doing stuff that was probably that they had to take out to keep the PG-13, especially when it comes to the Rock fighting certain people because you can hear it off screen, you can hear what was happening off screen.
Hmm.
So and the crazy guy, you can hear the stuff they were doing off screen. So I'm like, there has to be like a rated R cut to this or something because I can't see them like not having a rated R cut of this movie. But I I guess I should I go on and talk about the monsters?
I mean, you can. Go
All
ahead.
right, all right. Well, in the story, well, if you know anything about the story of Hercules, you know about the 12 labors. Uh, in this one they only show three of the labors, but the problem is they make you think that it was all a lie. But the problem with that is you realize that they actually had to do stuff like the whole Hydra thing. They actually show you what the Hydra was. It was like some thieves or bandits or whatever that had put like serpent heads over masks. They're wearing like serpent masks and had like the serpent head to rob people,
Hmm.
and they killed them and he cut their heads off.
But that makes sense because
Yeah,
sometimes a monster isn't really a monster. It is somebody masquerading as one, making the story bigger and bigger and bigger. It's amazing what you can get away with when your story is that big.
yeah, and that was one of the things that they didn't. The thing that threw me off though was the whole the Nemean lion thing because they showed like the tooth that he had that he wore around his neck.
Exactly.
That thing
Hmm.
was that thing was long. Right? So I don't know if he actually killed it because like during the credits they showed a whole like little thing of like how it was really done like with all of the crew there to actually do what they did and then he like snapped his neck or whatever. But
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, so did that really happen? And then the whole thing with the Cerberus, I liked how they did that because of how it went back to him and his family because they drugged him and when he woke up he thought he killed him, but he saw the Cerberus or the three wolves because it's basically three wolves that he thought was Cerberus, but it wasn't. It was three wolves, but he was so drugged that that's all he saw, or
Yeah.
that he thought he saw anyway. So I, I personally enjoyed the movie because I thought it, as far as a Hercules movie, we're probably never going to get a movie that actually does the 12 labors because I've read the Hercules story. Um, that would be insane to try to do on screen, and it would take at least four movies to do. At least because like each labor is not it's not a short and sweet labor.
No, it's not.
It's a very long time consuming labor. So and it's 12 of them. So if you really wanted to do that on film, it would take at least about 4 or 5 movies, and that's me saying if somebody condenses it and doing like it, because probably in one movie you could do two of the labors, but there's a couple of labors that's gonna be is that could be a whole movie into itself. So I mean, I thought they did a good job. And on top of that, I don't think a lot of people know this or not, but like it's not based off of the 12 Labors per se. It's actually based off a graphic novel. And I forgot the name of the guy who wrote the graphic novel, but the name of the graphic novel is Hercules: The Thracian Wars, and that's what that movie was actually based off of.
Okay.
So
That's good to know.
yeah,
So people calm down.
Yeah,
Calm
yeah,
down.
because
Enjoy
it
the
really ain't that serious.
movie. Take
Yeah,
it for what it is. Stop acting crazy. Do you have money invested in the movie? No. Then calm yourself down. Sit your behind down and eat some popcorn.
yeah,
Okay?
because
Okay.
it's and I think another thing that people need to understand, it's a quick movie. It's an hour and 30. They get you in and get you out. They don't. It doesn't lag. It
No,
doesn't lag.
it
And
doesn't lag. That is very true. It went very quickly. I did not feel like, oh, my restless leg syndrome's kicking in. I got to get up.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't that. They got you in, and I actually liked it because, like I said, I had fun. I thought each of the characters did a good job, and on top of that, it's The Rock. I'm like that.
Exactly. I
There's a
mean, there's
scene in
nothing else that
there.
needs to be said, right?
Yeah,
The Rock is in it, and he's beating up people.
yeah. I
Is that
mean,
all you need?
pretty much, and I mean, like he actually carries the movie, and it's not a bad movie because, like I said, there's a scene in there that I'm like, why didn't they get him to play Conan? And I think you know what I'm talking about. The scene I'm talking about with the horse.
Mhm.
So I'm like, why didn't he? Why didn't they just get him to play Conan? So I'm like, he could have just played Conan. So I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of the movie,
Yes,
but
I agree. I really enjoyed the movie. I really didn't have a lot of problems with it. I can understand how people did get upset about the whole making him not seem like he's a demigod, but at the same time, I mean, when we read history, we know the stories aren't 150% true. We know that they've been modified. They've been told by the winners of the battles. So it's amazing how much has changed from the story. So I can understand where they were going with that. That maybe not everything was completely true. I mean, at the same time, he's still been a demigod, but maybe not as infamous in some of the things that he supposedly did. And some of his trials might not have been exactly what they really were, but a simple, modified, simpler version of them. I mean, not to say he didn't go through some things. The man went through some things in his
yeah,
life.
and they do go and show it to you, and it's actually kind of messed up, but
Yeah,
you know,
it is very messed up.
so I mean, it's one of those situations where you're like, I'm actually enjoying this, but when they actually stop and go back and show you how he went to just being a straight mercenary from where he was doing, and then when I know a lot of people didn't like the sequence in the trailer where he does the whole "I am Hercules." That scene is actually intense as hell in the
Yes, it
movie
is.
because it's something that's happening, and you're like, "Oh snap!" Like, are they really finna do what I think they're finna do? I'm like, because somebody got to help. So that sequence is like, dude, yeah, it looks stupid in the trailer, but when you watch it as a whole, yeah, it's actually a really good scene, actually.
Mhm. I concur. So, any more thoughts about Hercules?
Um, Go watch it. No,
Oh yeah, sure. Go watch it. But I don't think they're not gonna make another one, right? There's not gonna be a sequel to
nah,
it. No,
no. I
that we're
mean, no.
aware of. That we're aware of.
Well, there's no other book like
Not
this.
to
This
say
like they only
that's
had the
really
one.
gonna hold them back. If there's money to be made, that's not gonna hold them back.
Well, right now, I'm looking at it right now, and their budget was 100 million. They just made 110 million at the box office. So, and that's
Oh,
domestic. I don't know about worldwide yet, but that's domestic.
that's
So,
true.
I mean, they may make another. I wouldn't want them to because, like I said, this was actually based off of the actual graphic novel. I prefer if you're gonna make a sequel, let it have another graphic novel. Don't just make a sequel to be making a sequel. You
Well,
know,
maybe this movie will inspire them to make another graphic novel,
maybe, maybe,
and then they can be like, okay, well now we can make another movie.
yeah.
Okay, so moving on to Guardians of the Galaxy that was just released this past Friday. Yay! So,
Yeah.
new addition to the Marvel Universe. Jay, your thoughts?
Marvel just made a better Star Wars movie than George Lucas ever could have.
Stop the broadcast!
Nah,
We're done!
nah, that was a joke, people. People, that
Drop
was a
the
joke.
mic! Let's walk away!
That was
Thank
a
you! Thank you, Jay, for shutting down
That was a
my channel.
joke.
Thank you,
That
Jay. Thank
joke.
you. So
That was
everybody have a nice day.
that
You
was
can
a
see me at
joke.
BadGirlReview.com.
That
It's
was a
fun.
joke. Nobody's gonna get that mad.
Those people
Ish.
are crazy.
Ish. I said ish. No.
And they coming after me. Okay, I'm sorry, Jay. What was your channel again? Jay's Game Cafe. Okay, people take it over there.
Well, in all honesty, though, being honest, they did do a good job, and that's what I thought of when they did this. Because at first, I'm not gonna lie to you people, I thought it wasn't gonna work. I've been reading the comic, and I like the comic, but I didn't think there was a way to make it work. But I like how they did it, and I have to say that this actually, I can see how they're gonna make it tie back into the Avengers. But I will say this. Uh, they did it right by they were on Earth in the first 10 minutes of the movie. They never went back, which is good. When you're doing a space movie, you don't go back to Earth.
You stay in outer space.
You
I
stay
know.
in outer space. So we get to see like all the. They did a good job showing all the different aliens and all that stuff. So, I mean, hey, I'm like, because I was waiting for them to mess up and go back to Earth. I'm like, they're gonna go back to Earth, ain't they? They're gonna go back to Earth, ain't they? They never went back to Earth. I'm like,
Nope.
yay, movie. So I mean, and plus the characters are all everybody's gonna love the characters. I'm sorry. My favorite.
Wait a minute. Before we move on, let's talk about that first
What?
10 minutes of them being
Oh.
on Earth. So I was talking to my supervisor, and she was like, "Oh, Vicky, I'm sure you saw Guardians." I'm like, "Yeah, of course." I was like, "What did you think?" She was like, "I'm done. I did not like that movie." She was like, "I have a son that age, so I'm sitting in the theater watching it with him, and all I can think about is like me dying and him sitting there listening to his headphones, and that was it. I'm crying. The whole movie's ruined. Nope, they ruined it in the first 10 minutes. I thought that
Wow.
was hilarious."
It's better than how she died in the comic. Do you want to know how she died in the comic?
I know how she died in the comic, but
I want because the way she dies in the comic is extremely violent.
yes, it was not as friendly, if you will.
Yeah.
So it was actually, I was like, no. She's like, no, I couldn't enjoy the movie after that. I was just too emotional. I was like, oh, that's a shame.
Wow.
I mean, I understand because it was like, ooh, it was like, why are we so serious in the first like 5 minutes? Whoa, I mean, I wasn't ready for this.
Yeah.
Calm it down with the emotional moments that needs to be on ABC Family. Like, why are we doing this right now?
Yeah, that part kind of threw me off a little bit because I'm like, you know what? I don't know what, but then I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? That's probably a better way to do it than what was actually in the comic. Because in the remake of the comic that came out 2012, yeah, they showed how she dies, and you don't want to know how she dies. So let's just say that the way they did it, while jacked up, I think was better because it was more humanizing, I guess you could say, because a lot of people unfortunately pass away due to cancer. So it was more humanizing, I guess you could say, in that way. But
even though she looked like an alien herself, I didn't quite believe that she was human. I was like, oh my gosh, she doesn't even look human.
Man, you can tell it was like chemo, like she had the whole chemotherapy.
I understand that, but she didn't even look human.
Yeah.
I was like, is she an alien? I thought he was supposed to be half human. What? Okay, if you're gonna try to tell me that she's human, I'm gonna sit here and believe it.
I mean, well, she was surrounded by her family, so I mean, hey, that's all. I'm like, that part was kind of like, okay, I understand why you did it, and I didn't have a problem with it, with knowing what I know from the comic. I just didn't have a problem with it because if they would have went with the comic, it probably would have got they would have had to tone it down a lot.
Oh yeah, they would have to.
Went from comic, so
yeah.
Yeah, that part I can understand why some people would probably like catch the feels, but the rest of the movie, oh my goodness.
Yeah, okay, so moving away from the sad part, push that over there. Okay, so the rest of the movie, go ahead, share your thoughts.
The rest of the movie just revolves around hilarity. I mean, Marvel basically said, you know what? We got a tree that says three words and a talking raccoon. We're just gonna make this a comedy and call it a day.
And
So,
frankly, if Marvel can find a way to grow mini Groots, I would buy one. Because I fell in love with Groot. I thought he was awesome. And then when they had the mini Groot at the end in the little flower pot, and then he was dancing, I was like, I want my own mini Groot. I want one. Somebody sit down, genetically cross a tree with a tomato with a dog and grow one. I
oh
don't
my
see why we
goodness.
can't do that. I want one. I
Well,
would start the Kickstarter. How much money do we need?
well, you're not the only one. A lot of people actually want them a mini group. Me personally though, I actually have to say I enjoyed Chris Pratt. I thought Chris Pratt did a great job. Uh, Batista actually did a great job as Drax, the
Mhm.
Destroyer, because the funny thing about him is he can't take metaphors, so you can't tell him like a comedic metaphor because he'll take it as being literal. So every time somebody would say something, he would take it literally, which was hilarious because he was like the straight man out the whole thing just because he didn't get what jokes were, and that had me rolling. Rocket is a mix between Wolverine and a really smart person, so I, I found that to be highly funny because of how his character is, because he is violent as hell. Rocket is
Very
violent as
violent
hell.
and angry for
Yeah,
being so small. If there was there's a rocket complex. It's not a Napoleon complex.
yeah. Because Rocket walks around with a very big gun.
Yes, and a huger chip on his shoulder. So the
Yeah,
second you said call him a rodent, vermin, or anything like that,
you might get your head blown off.
that's it. He's going in. He doesn't care how big you are.
But the thing is, I'm actually kind of glad they actually talked about how he got. Because they do in this movie they actually show the Kree, and I know a lot of people don't know what that is. If you don't read the comic, you're probably going to be a little bit behind in this movie because it was heavy on the comic aspects. In this movie, it was heavy on it because you kind of had to have it. And Rocket, if you've been reading the comic, you find out who experimented on him. It was the Kree. The Kree basically experimented on him, ripped them apart, put them back together, put cybernetics in them, all that stuff. So he don't remember who did it to him because basically, if he did, he probably razed that place to the ground. Um,
Mhm.
but he's pretty much the only one of his kind, and he yes has a very big chip on his shoulder, and he's easy to get angry. But he's kind of a genius at the same time. But he's also a prankster too, because half the stuff he would ask for he would need.
Yes, okay. Like I said in the beginning, spoiler alert, so spoiler alerts more. When he
Yeah,
asked for that guy's leg, and he said, no, I didn't really need it. I just thought it was funny. Is he hopping around? I was done. I was like, what? And then when he turned around and asked for the guy's eyeball, and you're like, no,
yeah.
he doesn't need it. He doesn't
He's like, yeah, I really do, and he started to bust out laughing. So
need
yeah, he Rocket to me, Rocket, Groot, and Drax actually kind of make the movie.
They do.
I didn't like how and some people may like Gamora. I didn't like Gamora in the movie because I I mean Zoe Saldana does a good job, but I don't think they wrote her right to me because she was supposed to be like this badass assassin. She does while she does have like she is like a good person. She will still kill you for no reason. And
Okay, so they made her too
yeah, they made her too.
human and
Yeah,
likable.
yeah, they made her too human, and that's not what she is. If you read the comic, that's really not what she is. Matter of fact, uh, that they kind of had it. They kind of messed up Drax as well, because Drax is one of those characters that he's called the Destroyer for a reason. You can't. It's hard to kill him, and it's hard to beat him. Um, and that's what brings me to the bad guys, the villains. a lot of people didn't like the villains. I actually liked the way the villains were portrayed because it makes sense when you have Chris Pratt and Rocket being, excuse my French, assholes toward the bad guys. 'Cause that's what they are. I mean, they pretty much make you will understand why the bad guys are mad at them.
Hmm.
You would really understand it from the bad guys' point of view. But a lot of people didn't like it because they were like they were too how dare you defy me type, typical bad guys. But I'm like, it makes sense when you put the heroes against those bad guys because our heroes aren't exactly, you know, the heroic heroes. They're the kind of like the douchebag scumbag heroes. So it actually kind of makes sense because spoiler alert, there is a dance off at the end of the movie. That if that don't make you laugh, I don't know what will. The whole dance off. If the dance off doesn't make you laugh,
The
and
dance off with the guy who's about to destroy a
yeah,
world.
and it makes sense because at the time that he does it, you're gonna say exactly what I said. What the hell are you doing? And it makes sense, but it's funny as hell and it's annoying as hell, but it's funny as hell as well. But like I said, I liked it. I didn't like the whole Thanos thing because I'm like Thanos should have been in. If you're gonna put Thanos in the movie like that, he should have been in more than just 2 scenes.
No, they just wanted 2 scenes. Bam, bam, that's it.
Yeah. No, the reason why I say that is because the problem is I can't believe that he's this mastermind bad guy. I'm like because basically all he looked like he's just a guy just sitting on the throne for no reason and ordering people around. I just didn't I didn't buy that. I'm
So
like
is the next Avengers going to be...
no, the next Avengers is going to be dealing with Ultron. The Avengers 3 is supposedly going to have Thanos in it.
Okay, so in
The
the...
Avengers 3 is supposed to have everybody in it, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
That's the game plan for Marvel. So
Yeah.
in the end,
The end game
in
is
Avengers 3 is going to occur after Guardians?
after Guardians 2.
Well, in the story world.
In the story world,
After
Yeah.
Guardians 2, whatever happens in Guardians 2,
Yeah.
Avengers 3 is going to pick up there.
yeah, because it's all leading to the Infinity War or the Infinity Gauntlet story. So
Okay.
that's why it's good. They're gonna have to have when they said there's gonna be a team up. I'm like, okay, I already know what you're doing now. Thank you for confirming that. Now I know Avengers 3 is gonna be Thanos is probably gonna get the whole entire. He's gonna get all the stones, and they're gonna have to team up to fight him.
Do I
So
get my Midnight Suns?
probably.
That would be pretty gosh darn cool. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what that's gearing up for is
Okay.
basically Infinity War. They wouldn't have brought in the Infinity Stones in this if they didn't, if that's
Play the
what
game.
not. Yeah, that's what their end game is.
Okay, so my question is this. I brought it up with my coworker today, talking about Guardians. What batteries were in that Walkman that it lasted 26 years?
Don't ask me. I don't know. I have no idea.
I want those batteries to put in my Wiimotes and in my TV remotes. I want those batteries.
My thing is, how did he get a boombox? Because you got to remember, like at the first beginning of the movie, they come get him. They don't never go back to Earth. He didn't have a boombox on him.
Exactly.
There's a boombox in his ship.
So somebody needs to explain. I just want to know what batteries. Does he have endless supply of batteries? Did he build the batteries? Because I mean, obviously he's surrounded by technology, so it wouldn't be that hard to do something better than stupid Energizer. I understand that, but for me personally, I needed them to stop the whole movie and explain those batteries in that Walkman. I'm gonna need you to explain that. And then the headphones, the little foam stuff on the headphones always falls apart and it rips off. So how 26 years later is still perfect foam on those things? No, I don't think so. That's not believable. And then what tape No matter how many times you play a tape, how did it not pop? The tape always pops. If he had a
Yeah.
CD player, I mean, he couldn't travel back to Earth, pick up an iPod, download all the songs, and leave again.
At some point, they would have had to go back to Earth. I'm sorry. I know that they didn't show us that, but at some point, they would have had to go back to Earth. Because, like I said, the boombox makes no sense. The Walkman with endless lithium batteries make no sense. And you're right. The phone stuff, after 2 years, they're dead. They're done.
Exactly.
They got holes all in them. So, yeah, I don't know.
For my sanity, I'm gonna need them to explain that one. Even if they just decide to send me a little email, I will accept that email for you explaining how that works. And I will post it on Fangirl Review, no problem, so people understand.
Yeah, that they shouldn't have. I mean, I understand what it's supposed to symbolize, but I'm like, dude, come on, man. You're trying to sell it to me that he haven't been back to Earth since 1988.
Mm-hmm.
Really? But I had to. That's another thing I had to say. The soundtrack is awesome. The soundtrack on there is actually awesome. It's a really good soundtrack.
Yeah, it had a lot of just great songs.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. If you're not if you weren't born, if you weren't like growing up in the '80s and '90s, you're probably not gonna get half the stuff that's on that soundtrack. But for some of us that actually, grew up during that time, yeah, we got most of those songs.
Mm-hmm. You appreciate those songs. Those are songs that you know that you more likely you know most of the words.
Yeah. So the soundtrack is pretty much awesome.
Let's see. Is there anything else? Are we gonna talk about the zinger at the end?
Okay, yeah, let's go on and do it. Get on out of the way because I didn't like it. Did you like it?
I mean, I understand people wanted it to forward whatever in the Marvel universe and do this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah. I didn't care. I was happy to see Howard.
I mean, yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. This is my thing. I didn't have a problem with that. My whole thing was I thought they were gonna at least do something with the whole with maybe like Thanos destroying and getting that Infinity Stone. I didn't expect them to go Howard the Duck because I'm like, okay, didn't they get in trouble with the whole Howard the Duck? And I thought about it, I'm like, well, Disney owns them, so they should be cool with Disney by now. But I mean, that was my whole thing. I'm just like, Howard the Duck, really? I mean, that kind of came out of left field.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. I was like, wait, that's Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
But I mean, Howard the Duck is cool with me.
Yeah, I mean, he is a Marvel character. A lot of people don't know that, but he is a Marvel character.
Yeah, that's true.
He used to have his own comic book, and I think he shows up in like they gave Dupe a comic book, so he usually shows up in Dupe and some of the other like cosmic titles or whatever from time to time. He hasn't had his own book since like the '80s, I think. But I wasn't if. I wasn't expecting it. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was gonna go a different route, but that's just me. So I know some people probably did like it though.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a fun movie. It was very well done. I was concerned about it maybe being too like kiddie-like, but it wasn't. And I left the movie feeling good. I mean, it also helped that my AMC stubs paid for the whole movie, so I didn't actually have to put anything out of my pocket. So that the movie was even more awesome. So that made me very happy. But
you didn't even have to pay for the movie. Not like us regular working folk.
Whatever. I earned those rewards, okay? So it made the movie even more awesome that it only cost me like $3 because I bought a drink.
Hey, I don't blame you.
So, I mean, I would recommend going to see the movie. Definitely check it out. If you love the Marvel Universe, you'll definitely love this. And plus, it was a great installment.
Yeah, they did a real good job on it. Especially for a title that nobody really thought it was going to work out.
That's true. Because when I first heard about it, my brother was first explaining it to me. I'm like, wait, It's a big tree. What? A, a
And now he's your
raccoon?
favorite
What are
character.
you?
And now they're your two favorite characters.
Exactly. And like, no lie, if they can come up with like a group that's kind of like a Furby that you have to train it to talk,
Oh, I don't think that'll work. But
well, like that's what you do. Like the Furby and there's that other thing that you train it to talk with you. So like
okay,
that's what you can do with the little mini group in the flower pot. You can train it to talk to you. I mean, who wouldn't buy one? Because you keep it right at work and you can randomly talk to it, and then it will slowly learn the language and start talking back with you.
that just reminded me of Little Shop of Horrors. But yeah, I mean, yeah, go
Feed
for
me, Seymour, feed me.
it. Basically. But yeah, I mean, I think everybody liked the whole little mini group thing. That was actually a nice little touch.
Yes, because
The
you
whole little
definitely were
mini group.
sad for a moment there, and he was like, "Oh, he's what? Oh, he's carrying a little stick." And I was like, "Oh, look, he's back! Yay!"
Yeah, which was actually pretty. Oh, or my favorite part. I have to say this last part. My favorite part was at the very end when they were asking the the Nova Corps like what all they could do to get in trouble. Like if I see something that somebody else has and I want it, is that breaking the law? Like yes, that's stealing.
But what if
But
I really want it?
yeah,
No, it's still stealing. But they don't want it. They don't want it as much as me. No, it's still. Oh, okay. Like, what if I want to rip somebody's spine out because they did me wrong? That's considered murder. Okay.
yeah. I'm like, what the world is wrong with them, man? So yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun as for a movie. So I'll tell anybody, man, go watch it. It moves at a good pace, so you don't. And it's only like 2 hours, I think, which is normal. Marvel movies are normally 2 hours. So I mean, it moves pretty good. So
Yeah, doesn't it's not dragging or lagging anywhere. My restless leg syndrome did not kick in.
yeah,
Why? Okay, so that's enough for Guardians. Now, moving in to predictions. This Friday, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is being released, starring Jay's best friend, Megan Fox. I know how much he loves her.
I do. I do. We've best friends ever since middle school.
You and Mariah go back like babies and pacifiers.
Pretty much.
Okay. So, so they have been releasing new, more updated trailers that show the personalities of each turtle. Frankly, I wish that they had shown these trailers at the beginning, because then I wouldn't have been so anti this remake. No, I've probably still been anti the remake. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, you would have.
Okay, let me not lie. Let me not tell that lie. But at least I didn't feel as worried. I mean, I'm still like, oh gosh, it's gonna be bad. But I don't know. Jay, go ahead. Share your thoughts.
Well, my problem is like the whole. Okay, look, it's Bay. It's Michael Bay, okay? I know he's the executive producer, and before you start saying, well, he's just an executive producer, he's not directing the film, watch those trailers and tell me what you see.
Exactly.
So,
It looks like a Michael Bay film to me. I don't
yeah,
know what you're talking about, but okay, sure.
yeah. So, I mean, the problem is, I think, like, it's exaggerated too much. I can understand exaggerating some things, but it's exaggerated too much. And one of my main problems that I have with, well, I got three main problems with it. One, the Shredder is supposed to be a ninja master, not a robot boomerang blade throwing Wolverine knockoff. Okay, I I'm sorry. I'm like when I saw that, I'm like, dude, that's too much. And the problem that I have with it is, a if even if you say this is their vision of Ninja Turtles, every iteration of Shredder is he's a ninja master. He doesn't need all that to beat down them. And on top of that, the only person who can actually fight him is Splinter, because if the four of them try to fight, they're gonna get beat up.
Exactly.
So hell, it takes all four of them just to slow him down. So I'm not. That was my first problem. My second problem is I didn't know that the Ninja Turtles was supposed to go hang out with Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire because they just got roided up.
They were roided up beyond belief. I thought I was watching an episode of Jersey Shore. I did not know what was going on. I was like, now the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. See, the first word is teenage. Teenagers. As in, they're supposed to be 15 years old. 15. So that means they're supposed to be weird and lanky with big feet and all like don't know understand their body and not these huge things that tower over April. April's supposed to be a grown adult, even if she's not whatever age we're gonna say Megan Fox is supposed to be, whatever. But either way, she is supposed to be older and more mature than them, and they are supposed to be kids that make very poor decisions because they are teenagers and they have impulses. That is the whole point. And for you to make them so freaking huge, you're gonna have to tell me that they're not teenagers. You're gonna tell me that they were teenagers and they dealt with whatever way back when, but they are now adults. This is adult turtles. I'm gonna need you to say that at some point in time, that flashback of them being 15, and that was the teenage part, and then fast forward, they're now 27. I'm gonna need that.
You're not gonna get that, but
I'm gonna need that again, Michael Bay. You can send me an email, fangirlcontact@gmail.com, and tell me that these turtles are adults, and I'll be okay.
Okay. Okay. Another thing I don't like is okay. I know Mr. Bay thinks he's a comedian sometimes, but just because somebody is intelligent or a nerd, you don't have to put the whole Deshaun Jackson "I'm not a gangster" glasses on somebody and try to have them to make them look like that. I don't like how he got Donnie looking.
Oh my
I
gosh,
really don't.
Donnie looks like he
I'm sorry.
needs help. Donnie looks like something is wrong with him.
Yeah, I'm like that. I hate Bay for that because Bay does that. He thinks that that's funny and cute or whatnot, and I don't. I just don't. I'm like, dude, that's not funny. I mean, I know you probably don't know many nerds, but not all of us, wear like our Poindexter with the glasses and stuff. They don't have tape in the middle of the glasses. They actually make glasses look cool now.
Exactly.
I mean, and he's the smart one. What you saying? He can't make his own contacts? Come on. I mean, seriously, dude. I mean, that to me, I know he's trying to say we're trying to make them all unique. That's just wrong, in my opinion. I mean, I know everybody gonna have their opinion, but this is my opinion. I think that's wrong. I don't think you have to do that to show Donnie as being intelligent or anything like that. You could just make it. You could do it like they do it on the cartoon. On the cartoon, they just show his intelligence comes out. He don't wear like big freaking thick glasses like that with tape in the middle of them. He don't do all that. So why do you have to do that now? I mean, that's just one of my problems I have with it, and I don't really like that. It action wise, the action like it's gonna be fine. Action wise, I mean they're not fighting the Foot, they're fighting the extras from 300. But I think
the extras from 300 really.
I mean, because they're all in all black. They're supposed to be like this paramilitary force. The Foot Clan is not ninjas. And don't say spoiler. It's in the trailers. You see them with the guns. Come on, they're not ninjas. So, I mean, at this point, I'm just like my expectations are on the basement.
But I'm just saying, can we have Ernie Reyes Jr. show up? I don't know. Has he aged? I don't think he ages. So let's find Ernie Reyes Jr. because I'm sure he's not doing much with himself, and I want him to make an appearance in the film. And gosh, what if this movie does good? Does that mean we'll get a sequel? Oh no! No.
I don't know. Well, see, I don't know because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans are kind of they're real vocal. say the least, about what they don't like, and a lot of people did not like the CG movie. I personally enjoyed it, but
Mhm.
a lot of people didn't like it. That's why we're getting this live action movie. So if it ain't good, I expect people will let their thoughts be known and
I
heard
mean,
loudly.
think about it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's our generation. Like, a lot of these other movies that might have been remade or whatever, they were like a little bit before our time. But this movie, this is my generation. This is what I grew up on. And for them to remake it when all of us right now are so like heavy in like social media, that we are the people who are really going to give you money for this film. And then we are the people who will then tear you down for this film.
Yeah,
Like, we are at that perfect age that we're not like too old that we don't understand how to use social media. And we're not too young to not understand the greatness that was the original
yeah,
Turtles. So we're at that perfect age that we can be like, oh, this sucks. Hashtag don't see this mess. Keep your money. Like, and then we'll just hashtag the heck out of it on Google Plus, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. We'll all across the board that you really need to appeal to us because we're the people who are going to pay. And instead, you put Donnie with some crazy glasses on. Raphael is roided up to the point that I don't think he has a neck. And
yeah. I don't
and
think they showed his
Shredder
neck.
Shredder has like 20,000 knives that shoots out of his hands. Really?
Yeah,
What is that? What
I
is
mean,
that?
and that was my problem, because my problem is I'm like, look, I already know how Michael Bay operates. He operates with excessiveness on everything. He doesn't know how to be subtle to save his life. So I'm like, dude, I get it. That's your thing, but I'm like, dude, it's Ninja Turtles, not it's not Transformers. You can tone it down a little bit. So
Exactly. They're not supposed to be getting thrown into
Hummers
Hummers,
and sticking up
going
Hummers
down the side of a snowy mountain and stuff like that is not the Turtles.
in broad
Yes,
daylight. Like,
that's true.
dude, I mean, they said they were ninjas for a reason. Most of the stuff's supposed to happen at
Ninjas,
night.
cover of darkness,
Yeah, these ninjas are out in
magically.
broad daylight.
Exactly. Now I want to know what Ernie Reyes Jr. is doing with himself. I'm going to look that up while we're talking. Because I feel as though
Probably being happy he probably having nobody ask him to be in this.
No, I'm going to need Ernie Reyes Jr. to get it together.
No, I mean, if you get Ernie Reyes Jr., we're gonna have to get Vanilla Ice.
Well, do you see Vanilla Ice in these Kraft mac and cheese commercials singing ninja rap? He's
Yeah,
not too above this. I think he could have been in the Turtles movie.
yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I probably would have. It'd probably be the best thing about this one. But I mean, I know I sound like I'm being hard on it. But my problem is, I mean, I done already seen Bay uh lie to me once this summer, so I'm not ready for more of the same. Because he's pretty much lied to me once this summer already. So I'm not really looking forward to another lie. That's why I've been telling people that my expectations are extremely low for this movie. Extremely low.
Extremely low, so low.
They in the
That,
basement. Right?
they're in
They
the
are in the
crawl
basement.
space.
Yep. They are in a basement because I can't. No,
Not even in the basement. They're in that hidden room that nobody talks about that has like all the deep, dark family secrets in
pretty
it.
much Texas Chainsaw Massacre style.
Exactly.
So I mean, I'm hoping that it's watchable at least. Because as long as they do, like, as long as they have Mikey making fun of Shredder, making fun of Robo Samurai Shredder, I'll be fine if he's throwing insults at him. If they let Mikey throw insults at Shredder, I'll be fine.
I mean, are they gonna have the surfer talk
Uh,
happening?
I don't think it's Surfer Talk. The times they let him talk in the trailer, it didn't sound Surfer Talk, but he still had the whole. He's the fun one.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need him to say cowabunga.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna. Hopefully, he was smart enough to let them do that. Hopefully, somebody wrote it in there. I don't. Hold on. I think I know who the writer of this movie is. I think it's the writer from Wrath of the Titans and Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, if I'm not mistaken.
Or will they give them like a modern day language, and they'll be like
Yeah.
turned down for what? If they do that, I'm gonna like scream, and you're gonna hear me screaming in the theater. If they say turned down for what, I'll be like, no, that's it. I'm gonna whip out my phone, turn on YouTube. I'm like, I'm gonna have to record a video in the middle of this movie right now.
Yeah, actually, it is. It's the writers that wrote Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, and Wrath of the Titans.
If they say hashtag WTF, I'm done. I'm just saying, I'm done. I'm done.
which
I'm
which
done.
might actually happen.
I'm done. I'm done. Okay. So, any other thoughts? I mean, is anything else coming out this Friday besides Turtles?
It's not that I'm aware of. I think that Jimi Hendrix movie got pushed back to September.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to say that one got pushed back to September. So I think that was supposed to come out this week, but I didn't see it on coming soon. So
You got Into the Storm coming out as well. Oh,
oh
Step Up, All In. I know you want to see that, Jay. I know you do.
yeah, no. Um,
James Cameron's Deep Sea Challenge 3D. I know you got your ticket.
uh, no. I don't even know what that is. So
It sounds like it'd be probably really pretty though,
yeah,
if it's like all in the ocean and stuff. But yeah, so
not
that's really it. Into the Storm, which I kind of want to see, because I want to watch stupid people do stupid things in a storm. I kind of want to watch that, just because I get sick satisfaction out of that, like watching people getting
well,
flung into the air. Like, you idiot, you should have did it. You should have evacuated. I don't feel bad for you. Phew.
yeah, I don't
Huh?
like those movies. Those movies usually just like those movies like that just piss me off because I'm like, dude, they go overboard with people being, I have to go back to save. No, they dead. I mean, I don't get the whole I gotta
No,
go back. You know,
they're dead. They're dead. They're dead. Stay on fire.
yeah, I mean, especially if your child being hard
Take
headed.
a
I'm sorry.
picture. Be like, pull out this song's dedicated for the homies who ain't here. That's all you gotta do. Like, and hopefully you'll meet up with them after the storm is over. Let them take shelter. You take shelter. Nobody try to get to each other, and you'll survive.
And you know that's gonna happen. That's why I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
those
because I
movies
think
are all
watching
predictable.
the trailer, the guy's like, "Oh, my son, I gotta get to him."
Like,
Here we go.
yeah, that's why I'm like, that's why. Then that's why I don't like movies like that. I'm like, I'm not finna watch this because I already know what's gonna happen. It happens in all of them. So yeah, I'll be fine with not having to watch that.
Okay, we kind of digress. So I think Turtles will probably end up taking the box office. I wouldn't be surprised. So,
Yeah, first weekend, yeah, of course, first weekend it is.
so I'm sure it'll be fine. Hopefully they won't make a sequel. Hopefully.
We'll see. I mean, I already went to Super Shredder. I mean, I don't see what else they get. There's no way to go up.
What is that? What is that? Vitamix Shredder.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, so Jay, any final thoughts?
Not really. Not really.
No.
I'll be at the theater on Friday watching middle-aged mutant sumo wrestlers.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so real quick. So as you guys know, Fangirl Review just reached its 1-year anniversary, and so I ran a little contest for a $25 Amazon gift card. Just because I figure it's Amazon, buy what the heck you want. I didn't want to limit people by giving them, GameStop. Maybe that's not what you wanted to do. Maybe you want to get something else. So, $25 gift card to Amazon. So I have written everybody's names. There's only 4 people, so you guys lost out on entering. So you can't really see the names, but I'm telling you, first name is Kaiser. He's going into my little David's tea bag. We have Andre.
Huh?
So you guys can watch so you can see that's not anything shady. James. And folding that one. Hey, look. Jay. Folding it. I wish I had like a second person here to like.
Okay.
Shut up.
I don't know.
You said okay. All right. And the winner is Andre. You can't see it. Can you see it?
No. Redo.
Why?
Redo. I didn't win. Redo.
Well, the whole point of it being taped is so people can see Andre's the winner. You can see his name. Okay. I'll be contacting Andre to set up sending him his $25 gift card when I go to the store and buy it. So thank you everybody for participating. I always appreciate everybody and your support for Fangirl. I guess so. That's my contest for now. I don't know when next time I'll run a contest. So when I say enter, and then I'll put your name in the little David's tea bag. David's tea. You should send me a gift card. Look, shameless plug. And, maybe you guys get a chance to win. Okay? So, Jay, go ahead, sign off, say your last words.
Well, these are going to be my last words because I had to watch that movie Friday. It's Jay from the Game Cafe. Had a nice time tonight. Just hope for the best on Friday. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, everybody, this is Vicky from fangirlreview.com. I'm going to say prepare for the worst on Friday. All right, everybody, take care. It's been fun.